Hey, what's up, fellow Indian riders? I've been looking for a dual video cam system for a motorcycle, and I stumbled across this unit from TD Electronics on the internet. It looks pretty promising. Let's take a quick look. So let's take a look at what comes in the kit. We have the two video cameras. We have the two video camera adapters with 3M adhesive strips. We have two additional surface mounts. We have multi-position mounts which actually slide into these surface mounts. We have the power connector. We have a drive-by-wire connector. And we have the main head unit, which is also the DVR unit. Okay, let's take a look at the bike and figure out the best way to mount the camera system. Let's prepare the power cable ends to connect directly to the battery. Using a screw from the battery, I chose terminals that are the proper size. I will go ahead and crimp these terminals to the wires, and I'll protect the ends with some shrink tubing. We can now secure the power cable to the battery. and tighten according to manufacturer specifications. With the ECM reinstalled, I'm going to go ahead and install a couple of wire ties to keep the power wire from pulling away from the battery terminals. It's a little extra insurance. The Indians actually have a fair amount of space between the gas tank and the backbone of the frame. So I'm going to send the rear camera cable, the power cable, and the drive-by-wire cable along the backbone and underneath the gas tank. All the wires have been run neatly along the backbone, and I'm going to go ahead and install the gas tank. So I finished running the rest of the wires going to the back of the bike. The drive-by-wire cable I'm peeling off in this location so I can actually have it come up in front of the seat. That's a nice location for that. And the rear camera and the power cable are continuing onto the back. I wire tied them up to the battery cable here just to make sure that they're not going to fall down into the spring and the shock assembly. And because we have a lot of power wire here, I went ahead and just wire tied these into this nice little location here. This will actually be a good spot to keep those from getting in the way of anything. So now I'm going to move on to the front and rear camera installation. The rear seat bolt is a perfect spot to mount the rear camera. I made a small adapter piece out of aluminum and mounted the camera bracket to it using the supplied 3M tape. On the front of the motorcycle there's a flat spot underneath the fairing which made a nice little mounting point for the front camera. Using the 3M tape, I mounted the camera bracket to that and then ran the wires behind the fairing. I haven't quite settled on a final location for the head unit, so I temporarily mounted it to the gas tank. Overall, it was a pretty easy installation. Take your time and you can do a nice job with almost anything. I used a fair amount of wire ties to make sure that all the wires were routed nice and neatly, and I wanted to make sure that my cameras were mounted in spots that didn't really stand out. So overall I think they give you a fair number of brackets and different mounting options to make it actually a pretty nice installation. So my next video will go through the operation of the unit as well as final impressions.